After a steady and relatively uneventful summer in our market, many of us were eagerly waiting to see what the fall market would bring. So far in September, we've seen that sellers have come back into the market with an increase in the pace of new listings. However, buyer activity has remained tempered, and many buyers have remained on the sidelines despite the recent increases in interest rates. So what exactly is happening in the market right now, and how is this impacting prices? I'm Adina with Adina YVR Vancouver Real Estate Group, here with your October 2024 market update. Let's jump right into the numbers and take a look at what's happening. Let's start off looking at sales. In the month of September, we had just over 1,850 sales in our market. This is down almost 3% relative to August, and it's down almost 4% relative to this time last year. And similar to the trend we saw in August the previous month, this is down 26% below the 10-year sales average for the month of September. Looking at this broken down by property type, we see that sales of detached homes decreased almost 10% relative to this time last year, whereas attached townhomes and duplexes have increased over 7% relative to this time last year, and sales of condo apartments are down about 5% relative to this time last year. While buyer activity remained tempered, sellers were actually quite eager to get back into the market. And we saw just over 6,100 homes get listed for sale in the month of September on the MLS. This is up about 50% relative to August, it's up about 13% relative to this time last year, and it's up 17% above the 10-year sales average for the month of September. This brought our total inventory to almost 15,000 homes that are currently listed for sale on the MLS. This is up 8% relative to August, it's up 31% relative to this time last year, and it's up 24% above the 10-year sales average for the month of September. So what dynamic has this created in our market, and how is it impacting prices? To understand that, we want to take a look at the sales to active listings ratio. If you've been watching my videos, you know that this ratio simply looks at the number of sales in a given month divided by the active listings left over at the end of that month. When this ratio is below 12% for a sustained period of time, we're in buyer's market territory and prices are typically on their way down. Whereas when this ratio is above 20% for a sustained period of time, we're in seller's market territory and prices are typically on their way up. Anything in between is considered balanced market territory, and that's when prices stabilize. In the month of September, our sales to active listings ratio was 12.8%, so we're right on the cusp of buyer's market territory. This is down from August when we were at 14.3%, and it's been on a steady decline since March. And in fact, it's the lowest sales to active listings ratio we've seen all year. Broken down by property type, we see that this ratio is currently in buyer's market territory at 9.1% for detached homes. For attached townhomes and duplexes, we're in balanced market territory at almost 17%. And for condo apartments, this ratio is also in balanced market territory at almost 15%. So what does this mean right now? Essentially, buyers have the upper hand in our market. They have more selection to choose from and less competition from other buyers, and it's the best conditions we've seen for buyers in over a year. They also have more buying power as we've seen prices starting to soften, and we've also seen interest rates coming down, and it seems like they'll continue to come down in the next few months. Simply put, it's a great time to be a buyer right now. And this is reminiscent of the trend we've seen in the last 2 years, where the market really started to shift in favor of buyers in the fall, namely September to November. And then as inventory levels dropped in November, December, we started seeing the market shift back in favor of sellers again. So while it's really appealing to be a buyer right now, you don't want to wait too long. You really want to take advantage of this market if you want to try to find the right place and negotiate a great deal. Now, one word of caution is that when people hear the word buyer's market, a lot of buyers think that this means that they could get steep discounts and take advantage of super motivated sellers. And unfortunately, that's not the case right now either. While prices have flattened out and we've started to see declines, they're relatively modest right now. The HPI composite benchmark price for all property types is currently $1,179,700. This is down 1.4% relative to August, and it's down 1.8% relative to this time last year. Looking at this by property type, we see that the benchmark price for detached homes is currently $2,022,000. This is down 1.3% relative to August, but it's still 0.5% above September last year. For townhomes and duplexes, the HPI benchmark price is currently $1,099,000. This is down 1.8% relative to August, and it's down 0.5% relative to September last year. For apartment condos, the HPI benchmark price is currently $762,000. This is down 0.8% relative to August, and it's down also 0.8% relative to September last year. With prices starting to inch down and inventory levels at their peak for the year, this is a great time for buyers looking to get into the market, and also home buyers and sellers looking to work their way up the market. However, if you're a seller looking to get the highest price for your home, now is a really challenging time. If you're looking to sell your property on the market right now, you really need to be strategic about how you can stand out in the market, and you also have to be patient in order to get the transaction completed. These are some of the most challenging conditions we've seen for sellers all year. If you're not up for that game, your other option as a seller is to hold your property and wait until market conditions shift back in favor of sellers. If you're thinking of making a move this year and would like to discuss your options or discuss the value of your property in today's market, you could schedule a consult with me by clicking the link down below here on the YouTube description, or you could click the link in my bio on Instagram. In the meantime, to stay up to date with what's happening in the market, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel here, or you could follow me on Instagram at adina.yvr. That's it for now. Have a great rest of the month, and I can't wait to see you in November.